Yeah, let's dance a little bit to the bottom. Yes, the only other time I met a Beatle was when Paul was given a Freedom of the City in 1984. I know that's some time later, but it was interesting because although I had never met them at any of the gigs or anything, when he was coming into the town hall, he pointed at me and went, "A face from the past." So he must have remembered me, and I think it must have been the Hambleton Hall gig where I rushed to the stage and said, "Get me out the back, get me out the back," as the Page Moss gang of Teds were trying to attack us. And I always used to dance in front, because that's when the music was the loudest and got you to move better, you know. And that's where we all jived. And the thing about that was he kindly signed a programme for me when he was given Freedom of the City in 1984. And this is the programme here. You know, and that's Paul with the signature. So I've got to thank him for that. And as I say, that's the full programme there. But as I was saying, it was very pleasant. I remember him standing next to Derek Hatton on the platform. I'm thinking, just get away from Hatton. Anyway, so thank you, Paul, for that. But the other thing is, I did work with his brother when he was with the Scaffold, when we did the Grimm's tour. Because I also, but I still didn't meet Paul until this time at the Freedom of City Award. And what I would say is that Paul's brother Mike used to work under the name of McGear then, so he known as Mike McGear. So I know Mike quite well. He's got quite a few photographs as well that as he's taken various times that we met up. But I do remember the Grimm's tour in Edinburgh with Mike McGear, and yes, the good times. Had some great times, I must admit. And dancing to the early Beatles, and a couple of bands I really have forgotten to mention. Was the Big Three was another one of my favourite bands, but the favourite one of the art school bands was the Roadrunners, and where I looked after Mike Hart, who was a great singer-songwriter with the Roadrunners, and he joined the Liverpool scene. And because he was asthmatic, and when I lived in Percy Street, I used to look after him. He used to borrow my sprays because he kept on lock, and then I'd look after him and make sure he ate properly and things like this. So he stayed with me in Percy Street quite a few times. So that's the Roadrunners. That was a special art school band for me that I haven't mentioned before. But anyway, all I can say about this with Paul, thank you for the signature, Paul. I treasure this. Thank you. And I think I'll end this question 13 right there. Thank you.